Hey guys, Heavy Arms 45 here. Um, I had something else planned, but um, I guess this is one time where I'm getting on bandwagon with everyone else and following with the story of the day. Well, for the last 72 hours, the death of Mr. Chadwick Boseman. I hope I said his name right. Um, I I feel like uh, I I'm praying for his family and everything, but in a way, I felt like he left on high note. And I'm sad to say that I had somewhat of a selfish thought of, well, I wonder who's it gonna play I mean, not Deadpool, Black Panther since he passed. I was like, that's not something you need to think about right now. This person's family is grieving over his death. Respect the moment. Give a moment to let them grieve, uh, and let them remember him for the way he is. And that's what I'm here to do. I'm gonna try and uh, remember him for the person he was, uh, not for anything else. Not just trying to figure out who's on how we don't keep going with show I had liked. So let me talk about Mr. Boseman. Um, Out of all the stuff that I've seen that Mr. Boseman did, because I saw him as he played James Brown, Jackie Robinson. I heard about him playing Thurgood Marshall, and of course he was. I hope I'm saying this right, T'Challa from uh, Black Panther, and it it's something that I realized that none of the characters that he's ever done was a thug or anything like that. He always played characters that they might be a little dirty, but they're not the stereotypical characters that you would see a black person. But like, um, perfect example is Hollywood Shuffle from Robert Townsend. Explains it great that he said that the only thing that they had black people playing when why he made Hollywood, the reason he made Hollywood Shuffle was because the only people that he was finding that they were letting black people play were people who were thugs, gangsters, um, or just the bad guy for the most part. So he wanted to do a character that wasn't about that thug stuff, and that's really what he did, and that's what Chadwick Boseman did. A lot of his characters, they might get into dirt with somebody, but they always had a background of somewhat decency in a way. They might do stuff in ways that people won't like. There's one movie I can't think of the exact name of that I saw on Netflix where he was trying to find his sister, and I think they call him like King or something like that. And he was an African prince or something. And he went off and started hunting people down, killing people, trying to find his sister. And it was to me kind of like watching uh old school Robert Roundtree Shaft movie, you know. And so I want to say that like Chadwick Boseman and the way he did movies, and I also get this from uh, my mom sent me a video of him talking, and he was talking about how he did almost go for a video where um, he was going to be a thug, and when he was about to do that, he decided to ask the, I believe, director what was going to be the uh, reasons, like a couple questions about the character, like where's his dad, and he understood that his character was going to be in the foster care, but what exactly happened to his mom? And all the answers were everything that he figured it would be. The director told him that the reason that his dad's not in the picture is because his dad left years ago and his mom was on heroin. And he's like, I figured that they would all say that because that's what they make all black people have. Like, and that was one of the things I found when I started thinking about it. I started trying to think of all his characters and all the characters that I can think of that you actually find out about his family. His parents are pretty good. When you think of Black Panther, his mother's alive and healthy in Wakanda. His father passed away by a freak accident. He didn't leave him. He was there for him all his life. You know, what was another? In the movie 21 Bridges, when he was a cop, his his mom was senile, but he was taking care of her. But she was there. His dad was there until the day he passed away, and I want to say it was because of a crooked cop. So because of that, he went into the family business and made sure that he tried to keep any cop that worked with him clean. Like, he didn't work with dirty cops. He always tried to look out for justice, just like his dad would do. And so that was what his character was all about. And that's how I want to say that Chadwick Boseman was kind of like Sidney Poitier was. Back in Heat of the Night, where he's like, they call me Mr. Tibbs. That was a very vibrant moment because, you're telling a bunch of Mississippi white boys that they call you Mr. Tibbs because you actually are a person of position. You have some power. You're not just some boy like they might want to call you. Boy, you can't come in here and just tell us what we're going to do. You know, I you actually saying that, hey, I have a position. I know what I want to do. And just because I'm saying this, not saying that um, there wasn't any other good actors. Well, not good actors, but good characters. We've had other characters that had kind of black empowerment. You had Coffee, Cleopatra Brown. Uh, I'm sorry, not Cleopatra Brown. Cleopatra Jones. Shaft. No, you also had like I said, Virgil Tibbs. Um, I'm trying to think of all the people that I can think of, and they were empowering characters, but they their backgrounds were always shady. You know, I can't remember the exact, but I think if I remember correctly, Coffee had a brother that was a drug addict and a pimp or something like that, and but none of the people that I just said had a character that, like, I can feel was uh when you think back, it was the film. They would do wherever they could to get to where they're going. Well, get to their main goal, like figure out who committed the crime or stuff like that. But none of them were uh seemed like they came from a steady background, like you could say for Chadwin's characters. And like I said, if he wasn't playing characters like that, he was playing characters that were he was playing characters that were historical characters. You can only play Thurgood Marshall by how Thurgood Marshall was. You can only play James Brown by who James Brown was. You can only play Jackie Robinson by who Jackie Robinson was. So, um, so, and I love to joke that, he, I don't know if I said this before, that he's played every historical character except for Michael, Martin Luther King and Malcolm X. He was making his way through every historical person you could think of. Next thing they might probably try to do was have him in Frederick Douglass story or something like that. He was really a inspirational person, and I didn't know how inspirational it was till, like I said, my mom showed me this video where you have these kids just sitting there. Well, not sitting there, but these kids that were dying from cancer, and they're supposedly terminal, and their families tell him that they holding on, and they're just holding on till the Black Panther movie comes out. That's all they're holding out for, and it's it might not be true. It might have. I don't know, but I know that to think that somebody is so proud of you that they are going to try and live long enough to see the work that you've done. It can make you feel special. Um, I know my when I was graduating high school, the December before I graduated high school, my grandfather passed away, and the last thing that my family told me, well, not the last thing my family told me, but my family told me that before he passed away, he saw my senior pictures, and in my senior pictures, I had a my graduation gown on, and it was very significant because my granddad said that before he dies, he wanted to see his oldest grandson graduate from college. I mean, sorry, not graduate from college, but graduate from high school. That's all my granddaddy wanted. And he saw that senior picture. He was also one of the people that knew that I had a car that year. Like, my parents had bought me a car, a little Ford Escort, that same year. And I had got it about almost 10 days after he passed away on Christmas. Um, so to, I know when I heard that my granddaddy only wish was to see me get through high school. I I felt it wasn't like I was dumb or anything like that, but it kind of made me feel special. And I'm sure that when Chadwick heard that these two kids, their only wish was to see the Black Panther movie, it had, it really warmed his heart. And you can have pit. There's probably, I'm not gonna say pity, but sympathy for their situation. Um, and I don't know what happened at that point. I know that there's stories of what he did for them. Like, I think he had them at the premiere or something like that. But don't quote me on that because I am not the news. Um, but yeah, you know, they they got to see something that I about to say no one else has seen uh yet when that premiere came out. But you know, that will warm a nice party. And you know, I think I'm rambling on like I usually do. So I'm gonna go ahead and take off here. Um, Chadwick Boseman is don't be missed. He was a good man, and you know, I with how this culture is, I'm glad that he get out clean because if you're in this business long enough, they're going to that put a nickname or well put a charge beside you at some point. You know, not many people when you become a star comes out clean, and Chadwick Boseman came out squeaky clean. You ain't don't hear about nobody saying that he played with little boys or he was a abuser or anything like that. He no, he was a good man. There was no before he left. There was no scandals that were being said about him, about dope drugging anybody, anything like that. The only thing we know is that he had just got married, and that he was a very warm-hearted person. So God bless Chadwick Boseman and his family. Um, May he strengthen them and keep them. And I'll catch y'all later.